have been doing a phenomenal job of supporting this program and doing things that this team needs in order to be successful. You just the other day after the scrimmage, Pastor Cook, members of his church came over and fed the team after the scrimmage. We very appreciative of that. So I'm excited about the support and where this program is going. The Blue Bengals, also, Tiffany Horde Allen has been doing a great job in that organization of supporting this program as well. Just very excited about the excitement away from the football team and, the support, like I said, that we're getting in order to be successful. With the football team, it was a great scrimmage. It was a really good, solid scrimmage for a first scrimmage, one of my better ones as a head coach here. I thought they came out and flew around, defense created, turnover, were able to score. On the defensive side of the ball, Ashton Taylor had a solid day out there. On the offensive side, you saw Nate Rembert catch a touchdown from Jacobian Morgan. No, that was Ethan Terrell that actually threw it to him. Very happy to see Ethan step up in that number 2 role as of right now. So those guys are competing at a high level. The offensive line is looking elite. Those guys are really playing a physical brand of football. Ahmad Miller ran the ball well. It was just a good scrimmage overall. I thought it was well coached, well organized. So I'm just very excited about these next 2 weeks of work that we have to prepare for Hampton.
Coach, if you had to grade coming into week 3, if you had to kind of grade where this team is right now, what grade would you assist?
I would say I'm gonna say always we're average right now. We got the talent to be above average, but right now we still got 2.5 weeks of work. But they're playing and doing everything the right way. I talked about earlier the team chemistry. Those guys coming together with the new faces, they're falling in line. The stuff we're doing after practice, the team building stuff and everything. So, when you get to this point of training camp, they get tired of hitting each other. They're tired of hitting each other. Jeremiah Williams and DeAndre Towns Blue going in there every day. You got Kamari Rogers, Jonas Fortillion going there every day. They're ready to play another opponent, but they got to understand, we got to take the proper steps and make sure that we're properly prepared when we get ready to line up August 30th.
Coach Nathan Lee with WLBT. Big thing for me here is obviously we had this first scrimmage, and talk to me about the biggest difference that you're seeing. Obviously the intensity is going to ramp up compared to spring to fall. What are the biggest differences that you are seeing in that intensity and physicality?
Well, as it get closer, now it counts. These games count right now, and these guys, we got enough guys off last year's championship team, and I hate to be bringing that up, but this is a new season, but they understand it, and they know the standard. We always talk about the JSU football standard, and these guys get it. So as it get closer, the game get closer to the season, you can see the physicality picking up. The guys are more locked in, so they're just ready to play.
And you got a bunch of guys on preseason watch list: Jacobian, Travis, Jeremiah. Obviously, we know how talented they are, but talk to me about their leadership. How are they leading their team, this team, in their respected position groups?
Yeah. The leadership comes, I tell those guys, all those awards and accolades that are kind of happening right now are based off what you did last year. It's the play on the field that allows you to be a leader, and they understand that, and they approach it each and every day. You see them in the meetings, just hanging out around the building. They approach that, and then when they touch the football field, it's all about work for them. They got one goal in mind, and that's being, still playing football in December. But those guys, all those guys, you talk about Reed, Jeremiah, who else? Marv Landy. They're just leaders, and they just show it each and every day out there on the football field.
Coach Camden Morris, WJTV. Can you just tell me about every week is a different week? What are you seeing from last week, second week of practice, to the third week of practice out of these guys? What are the changes you're seeing every week?
Well, I try to do a good job of setting those goals each week. Last week, the big goal for us was to find out who's those next tier guys that can help us win football games. This week, we're going to emphasize the strength and condition. Let's get in condition, the best condition possible, so when November and December rolls around, we're still good to go. Taking advantage of the reps in the weight room, getting stronger, make sure we're transitioning our body as well for a physical football season. So I try to do a good job of myself of making sure they understand the weekly goals of the team.
You have your eye on, and what insight did that first scrimmage maybe give you for those guys?
It always starts with the quarterback position at number 2 role right now. We got 3 guys that are competing at a high level for it. Parker, Jarrett, the freshman, and Ethan was here last year as well. So we got to get that ironed out. I think the cornerback position, in the secondary, we got some guys back there, some new faces over there with the guys we lost. That's going to be a great competition. There's always competition at the receiver position as well. You know, we know what Jonas Fortillion brings to the team and Nate Rimber, but who are going to be those other guys? So it's really across the board. You know, we tell guys you're in a position battle each and every day. You know, I think that we're talented enough that we got some guys that are 1s, 2s, and 3s that all can come in and contribute to this football team.
Coach, you talked about last year, especially in the very beginning of the year, building this team for December. A lot of that success came from your offensive line. Are you seeing some things from that particular group? Because I know you lost players, but you seeing some things from that group?
Oh, definitely. Mason Barton has stepped up. You know, it was good that we were able to play some freshmen last year. You know, Mason played last year. DeAndre Towns Blue is one of the guys that's preseason all-conference guy that we were blessed to get back because of the new JUCO rule over there. It's quite a few guys, but we want to make sure we got probably about 10, 11, 12 guys that are ready to play because we preach physicality, and we're going to do that each and every down. We want to run the football. You know, we got a host of backs that can carry the football, but we know it all starts on the offense and defensive line.
Anything else?
Coach, forgive me if you've heard this before, but Guthrie played for you last year. One of your coaches, how's he coming along?
He coming along. I saw something this morning. He's the best dressed assistant in football. I'm like, God, he just took a helmet off, but he's doing a great job. He was a leader last year on the football field. We could always tell that he was going to eventually be a good football coach. So he's taking it all in. He's doing all the little things right. You know, he's right there with Coach Quinn each and every hour of the day, you know, trying to learn how to be a successful coach. And I think he's around a great culture here to where that's going to happen. But he has the work ethic. He has the leadership and everything, you know, and that's a test of what kind of player he was when he was here.
Exactly what TC Taylor had. Our fall camp is going, almost coming to end as they prepare to play Hampton in their first game. So it's going to be exciting. Also in this article, as y'all see right here, Jackson State tops 2025 HBCU football preseason media poll. In Houston, the national HBCU media voted the Jackson State Tigers as the favorites to begin the 2025 HBCU football season as number one, as far as the top team over teams like South Carolina State, North Carolina Central, Southern Florida A&M, JSU, SCS. The media has strong opinions about two Division II programs, Virginia Union and Miles. Jackson State, right as you see right there, received 22 first place votes, 12-2. So it makes sense. You know, they coming out for Celebration Bowl national championship. So of course they should be one. And it's gonna be interesting to see if they're able to control that ranking to the end of the season. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.